We're sitting down with not one, but two incredible founders today. And it is Lyn and Qalisha. They are the co-founders behind MUI, powerhouse behind the brand. And it's basically a Malaysian brand rooted in sisterhood. I love how they mention like what the brand is all about, because I did a bit of research as well about the brand. And I'm sure if you've seen their bags online, it is beautifully crafted, and every single thing that you see is rooted based on the creativity of the both of them. And in this conversation, we want to sit down and talk about how they really built MUI from scratch. And what is it really like to be co-founders together? And that's going to be really interesting. And how they've grown their brand to where it is today. So whether you are a fashion lover, a female founder, aspiring female founder, this is the episode for you. So let's get started. Hi Lyn, hi Qalisha.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Yasmin.
How are you guys today?
Good, Alhamdulillah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to start off this episode with a little bit of a backstory on how MUI started.
Yeah.
And I want to know from A to Z on how it all started. And I know you guys have a very interesting story about that.
Yes.
And also tell me about like why bags as well.
Okay, so it started with having an idea of doing a bag business,
Yep.
and then that I kept close to my heart, and I know I didn't know where to start, and at the same time I didn't knew I knew that I couldn't do it alone. So, but Allah's plan is great. Allah brought back the right person to me at the right time, because a little backstory, me and Lyn, we were friends for almost a decade.
Yeah,
Wow.
and actually know
Yeah.
each other way longer than,
True. So
lama lah.
yeah,
Okay,
and then
okay.
we lost contact for a while during COVID, and then we met again at friend's wedding, right?
Friends wedding, and then we
so
got close after that.
True,
And we reconnected lah.
Yeah, so we like naturally connected again, like bonded again. And when we were like seeing each other so much, and I had this like gut feeling like, she's the one that I want to build this with, because I know she has passion for handbags as well. So
You have an idea first.
yes,
Okay.
And then I just opened up to her and shared this idea, and then it just felt like the stars were aligning for us at that time, and then it just clicked, and then there were no hesitation, no second guessing, and we didn't overthink at all. We just, like a week after we had that conversation, we started to register for a company and then put in
Like,
our deposit.
Things
and
happen
then
very smooth.
very
and
smooth
fast.
and fast.
Like,
yeah, it feels like it was meant to be.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that was like the birth story of MUI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how it started.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just an idea of, Qalisha was the one who actually initiated the bag idea. So being me who I have so much love for bags. That's why I'm like, I'm
And
so
fashion,
on board.
right?
And fashion.
Yes.
Because I'm like so on board with the idea. That's why we
Yeah.
continued it.
Yes. And I truly believe that we both are meant to do this together.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to have a business. That's why when Qalisha came with the idea, I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
you read my mind.
So at the
True.
time, you knew that you wanted to start a business,
Yes.
but like you didn't know what.
Yeah, I
yet.
didn't know
Yeah.
what, I didn't know with who, I didn't know when.
Yeah.
Because my issue was that, okay, not really an issue, but I used to work in corporate, and then that's when I left corporate, and I've always wanted to know, I've always felt like I want to do something, but when, with who, why?
Yeah.
Then Qalisha came.
And I had the same thought, like, I
Yeah.
want to do this, but with who? And which one is the right one?
Yeah.
You know, who is it? Who's gonna be the one? So, but when we connected at that time and bonded, I just felt like, I don't know, it just feels that the feeling
it's very
just felt,
easy.
yeah,
it's very easy.
there was no hesitation at all.
Yeah.
We were like, let's do it, and then
Yeah.
it just happened super fast.
Yeah, super fast.
Super fast. Like it wasn't a month. It was just few days.
Yeah, a few days, and then suddenly like, okay, we got the brand name, and suddenly like, we
Yeah.
got the meaning of the brand name, and suddenly we
Yeah.
got the art. It's just like
And then,
that,
okay,
that,
this
that.
is like our first collection, so everything just
it just smooth
Yeah.
sail at that time.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So, backstory about each of you guys, like from industry, like which industry were you guys from? Because like I'm sure when everything just moved like smoothly when you guys started the brand, the skill sets that both of you guys hold was already like strong. So share with me, like, okay, what was your skill set that you came in to build the brand, and you as well, Lyn?
Oh, definitely. I think what makes us what makes us very like powerful together is we both have a different strength that we bring to the table. Like I myself, I lead direction. I have like lead creative direction. Like so, anything relates to creative design, product development, overall visuals is from my side. So Lyn, on the other hand, she's the backbone for operation of MUI.
Okay.
So she handles system, operation, day-to-day operation and structure and everything. So she's everything that I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and that's the best part.
Yeah.
Of
So
having
that's why we
co-founders.
complement each other so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like at that point I was like, I had experiences in corporate like for 8 years. So I was like, rugi lah, I didn't use it kan. So
True.
my background was PR, marketing, events. So I really, that's my expertise. But when it comes to operations and warehouse, I did not cover that when I was working before. But I learned throughout doing my brand because I see how my colleagues do it. So when you are in a team, you get to see what your colleagues are doing, your peers are doing. So that's how I learned, okay, this is how you actually manage your warehouse, your operations and everything. So because of my corporate experience, I brought that to my brand with Qalisha.
True.
So that's how we complement each other. So that's why I'm a bit more like in the system part, she's more in the creative part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when it comes to creative, I would like, okay, I think you
because I'm a content
you
creator
lead
as
that.
well. So so anything creative, I have the eye for it. So
so
I bring that to the table.
like
so.
give me anything not creative.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And like speaking of creative, the name MUI is like so meaningful, right?
Yeah,
Can you
it is.
share with us about like the significance behind the meaning of the brand
Yes,
name?
it's very interesting when people learn about the meaning. They'll be like, "Oh my God, really?" So do you want to tell it?
So the story is because we always feel like bags are our companion, right? So
Yeah.
it's sort of like a sister to us. So that's how the name was brought in, because MUI means sister in Cantonese.
Yeah, Cantonese.
Oh, okay.
In Cantonese it means sister. So that's why that's how it started. And then if you realize what makes our brand also unique is that it's a mirror logo tau. So when you see it upside down, it's MUI, MUI, MUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can read it
so-
upside down. So
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why that's how it started. And then me and Qalisha, even though we're not, we are friends and not sisters by blood, but we are like close
True.
to the extent that we feel like we are like, okay, we're sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So same goes to like bag. It's not just like an accessory. It's like your daily companion, just like sister, you know.
Yeah.
Like
You can't live without your bag.
yeah.
100%
regardless.
agree.
Yeah.
Like everyone goes out with a bag.
True.
Yeah.
Be it
Like-
if you're a woman or a man.
True.
Yeah, you can leave it.
Right?
You can leave
Yes.
it behind.
And like
So it is
speak-
it's an essential for
Companion
you. To, like, yeah,
lah.
it's a companion.
Companion.
You put everything there, your privacy,
Yeah.
or like anything. So
Exactly.
same like a sister.
Yeah. And speaking about sister, right? I noticed that you guys named each of your bags like a sister name. Was that?
It's
Oh, no,
actually,
it's actually
a combination of our
yes.
daughters.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
actually,
yeah,
it's not just a one collection.
Okay.
All collection of from
Okay.
MUI is a combined name of our daughter.
Okay.
Maria Sarah
Yes.
is my daughter's name, and Laudia
Laudia
Delisha
Delisha.
is her
That's
daughter's name.
amazing.
So
Yeah. So that's why Seya is
Yeah.
from Sarah Laudia.
it's not something symbolic. It's just something personal.
Yeah, it's
It just
personal.
reminded us of why we do this. Right?
Yeah, why we do
Yeah,
this?
I 100% agree. And I want to talk about motherhood in just a little bit. But speaking about MUI, the brand, I know that because I was like reading through your website and everything like that. And you guys really represent sisterhood. Tell me more about that.
Right.
Okay, as you know,
yeah.
bags are a companion.
Yes,
That's where the
right.
storyline is.
Yeah.
So that's why when we create every collection, it has to link with each other. It's like it's a sisterhood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
knowing that the brand name is it means sister already from the start.
Yeah.
So it needs to come with a meaning for every collection.
Yeah.
So hence why our collection is like represent every kind of sister, every type of sister. So like
Yep.
Sia Stone is the glam sister.
Okay.
Sia Satin is the posh sister.
Okay.
Laura is the timeless sister. Like every collection will
Represent
be
different sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, because
and it also represent different like age group or category as well.
Yeah.
for the Glam Sister collection, that's the one
The rhinestone.
the rhinestone bag
Yep.
is for those who loves glam, who loves
Right.
partying, who
Was
loves
that your
going to
first
events.
collection?
Yes,
That's
that
our
was our
first.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why when we continued to say a satin, the
Yeah.
posh sister, so
Yeah.
it looks very like rich because of the satin
Yes.
material.
Yes.
And then that was our first debut basically.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to Yara, the genuine leather bag. So Yara is Laudia and Sarah,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
everything relates to our daughters' names
Yes.
basically. So we tried a casual looking bag. Yeah. And she's chic.
Yeah.
That's why she's the chic sister.
Yeah, I love that. And it's
Yeah.
so creative.
Thanks.
That's why every collection has a story behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so I want to get into the local brand movement in Malaysia. And I think before we started recording this, you guys were like putting on like just a little bit of touch up, and you guys were telling me that you guys are using local products.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about how now, especially during this era, we see a big wave of like everyone shifting to buying local brands, local products, right? For MUI, how did that happen to you guys? Because I know like bags is a little bit like it's a statement, right? It's a statement where everyone holds on to.
Yeah.
So tell me more about why do you think now, especially this era of local brands, it's the right time for MUI to thrive, and you guys are thriving and shining all the way. So share with me about that.
Thanks. I think it's very nice to see how the Malaysian is supporting all the local brands now, and I just feel like this is the right time for us to thrive, because we are contributing on something that is not there, I think, because MUI looks exclusive, but it's reasonable.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
price point is like just
Yes,
right.
yes.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
we want to give something different to the market. So hence why we feel like this is the right time for us to to thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as a Malaysian brand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And now speaking about local products, because I noticed that local brands thrive based on the community that they've built. And share with me, like, I'm sure you guys have a strong community base that you've built behind your brand. Maybe you could share with me or share with us, how did you manage to build the community that you have right now?
Right. Actually, our brand, it started with support from friends.
Yeah.
Close friends and family.
Organically, basically.
Yeah, organically, actually, yeah. And then it just got bigger from,
Yeah.
and it grows from our circle to another circle. And then, yeah, that's how our brand grew. And
And we also realized that every collection we come out with, it drives to different group of people.
true.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
how we also managed to build our community.
True.
Because for example, like Saya, Yara, Laura and all, everyone, I mean different kind of people
Yes,
buy.
because our
all the
collection,
bags.
is it actually represent for different age and different group categories.
Yeah, group categories.
So yeah,
That's
so we
very
have a bag
interesting.
for like I would say for the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
And then we have a collection that is for a more mature group, like for mothers. My mom is using our Laura collection, so
Yeah.
we have a bag that is for the working moms and school students. So I think that's how we grow in terms of like community.
Yeah.
I love that because it's very interesting. When it comes to business, right, we all know that like it's always they always ask about, okay, like who's your target market?
Yeah.
And it's interesting to for you to bring this up, because I think you see it in a way that like a business, and then each collection has their own target market.
Yes.
And it's not just as a whole,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So you're covering every
Yeah. We
group
want to
age.
give we want to give something to everyone. So yeah. But at the same time, it goes back to having that MUI
Yeah.
in every collection. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's talk about challenges. I'm sure there is a lot of challenges.
Of course there is.
Building the brand.
Of course.
So the early stage of building the brand, I know you guys mentioned that everything went smooth when you started the brand.
True.
Coming up with the name
True.
and then the branding and all that, right? Are there any challenges that you guys
Of course
went
there
through?
is.
I think there is throughout the process of doing the brand. I think it's more on like understanding the market.
Yep, correct. Understanding the market.
Because we're new. I mean,
Yeah.
we wear bags, but we've never produced for people, right?
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is the first time we actually have to understand the market.
True.
Yeah.
Like-
So we were new. We didn't know how our collection would resonate.
Yeah.
So that was a bit challenging because we want to like we said, we want to cater to all age group.
Yes.
And so we were also have we find challenge in like balancing design and functionality or things
Yep.
like that. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the challenging part, I think.
So you would say product development side of it?
Yeah, the
Yes,
product development side.
It can be a bit challenging.
How long does it
at
take
times.
for you guys to create one product? One design, I would say.
Few
6
months,
months,
yeah,
right?
few months. Yeah,
Okay.
6
That's pretty
months.
quick.
yeah. It's because we don't launch. Actually, we launch like 2 or 3 bags in a year.
Yeah, we don't launch every
We don't
month
launch
as
every
well.
month, So,
So,
it's just to keep that exclusivity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's why we kind of like develop one design that quick. I would say, yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure it costs a lot to actually like develop a single design.
Yeah.
Right? And do you
Yes.
guys like reinvest in whatever you've made and then like go back to the business? Like how does that work for
Right.
the synergy of like sales and then like product development, because it takes a while. That's why what I mentioned when I was mentioning that it takes a while to create product, right? Because 6 months is really short.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage to like move around? Like,
Actually, it's we are still in the learning process,
Yeah.
as in because we are only a year in the market, and then sometimes we also trying to find ways of how to like do a forecast, like a timeline.
We actually try to pre-plan things as well.
Yes,
like
true.
For Q1,
Yeah.
Q2,
True.
Q3,
So-
Q4.
Yeah.
So we try to.
Correct.
Go-
We do have
yeah.
sometimes it laps.
Yeah, it
right?
laps, it
Right.
does.
So we're still learning.
Yeah.
So there are challenges, but I think we manage.
Yeah, we manage.
We manage. So.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, so that gap, that 6-month gap, is actually it's actually the right time for us to
Yep.
bring another collection because we do not launch much in a year.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like last year, we only launched 3 collection.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that gives the perfect timeline for every collection. So
Okay.
Yeah, so as we grow, we'll try to slowly maybe increase
Okay.
increase the number of collections that we launch, but slowly but surely.
Yeah.
We'll try to also, I mean, because we also want to make things right. We don't want to just
Exactly.
rush into things.
Yeah.
So that's why like we try to forecast things earlier and pre-plan everything when we'll see how it goes.
because we started in a small scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we see like there are certain collection that was on demand, and that's when we try to increase in terms of like production and all that. So I think the gap is based on our timeline. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I want to talk about the planning part of it. You guys pretty much have your system down and everything. And let's talk about the growth and the launches, because I see that every single launch that you guys make, it's like I can tell that there's a huge process and system and a long one that is behind it, right?
Right.
Maybe you could share with us your launch strategies, if you don't mind.
Yes.
For female founders who are watching this, I'm sure they want to learn more about the business strategies and all. And I can see that you guys really done well with your launches.
Thank
Maybe
you.
share with us about that.
Yeah. So
basically like as you know, when we started the brand, we already start the storytelling way.
Yeah.
That's our literally that's our core lah. I mean,
Yes.
everything needs to have a story.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we started everything from the start. So when we do an event couple, I mean, everything just relates with each other.
True.
It needs a storyline and then a perfect name of collection that resonates the design and all that. So when it comes to your question was
Launching.
the launches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
what are your strategies when it comes to launching? Let's say for Sia, right? What was the process like and the timeline for you guys to plan? I'm sure there's like a pre-launch launch plan, and
Yes.
you have to go through a post-launch where you actually have to like
So,
go
yeah.
through everything, what works, what didn't work. So
Yeah.
what were your strategies when it comes to the launching part of it?
I think every
Yeah.
launches
Has
we
an
need-
event.
Yeah, has an event.
Okay.
Yep, true.
Event.
So
Why do you think an event is important for, especially for local brands?
It drives awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, it brings the word out very fast.
Yep.
So that's why like we will make sure, okay, we'll within the timeline,
Yeah.
we'll try our best to actually at least have an event. And then first we will reach out organically, like maybe through friends and all that,
Yeah.
because I mean, we have your circle, might as well
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
get the support and all that. So I would say event, and then when we plan the launch, we really pre-plan how do we do our postings as well.
Okay, your social media stuff.
Our social
Okay.
media. So how we tease the
collections.
collection
yeah.
and everything. So that's how the flow starts.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah, because we can't just immediately do an event. We need to shout out
Tease.
first. and
Yeah,
tease
true.
first.
So it's always like a teaser.
The coming soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the coming soon thing, and then there's like an event. So we do
Okay.
this for all collections.
Okay.
Yeah, so we tease them like with some campaign photos or something,
Yeah.
and then there's a pop-up event
Right.
where it's like an exclusive preview for them. And the reason why we do this is to get our friends and family or whoever that came to have a look at this collection up close and personal and really
Okay.
understand it and really like see it in person, touch it and everything, you know, because I think we create different bags, right? Like because we also have like our first leather collection. So when people see it, touch it, smell it, they'll be like, oh my God, this is actually, you know, this smells like Chanel. So yeah,
100%, because you
Yeah.
guys are online based.
Yeah.
True.
And having an offline event
True.
really helps like
Yes.
Yeah.
getting the word of mouth, the
True.
sales up, right? When you
Exactly.
launch.
Yes, so that is like the planning for
Yeah.
our launches. Yeah, that works every time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to talk about a little bit about social media since we're on it. How do you think, like for you, like you mentioned that, okay, you have your circle, and I'm sure your circle mostly, I can see that, very active on social media because you are a content creator yourself, right? So for as a brand, as a business brand, how do you see like social media bringing in like the sales and the growth of the business side of it?
Oh, definitely. Now it's all about social media. It's all about digital.
Digital marketing.
Yeah, digital marketing. So I myself, you know, whenever I wear the bag and tag it or post it, and then that's when the sale comes. So
yes.
you know, it plays a very big role in business nowadays, I think. So yeah,
Agree, because I think that if you are a business,
Yeah.
you're a brand, and you are not active on social media, then that's a big disadvantage.
Exactly.
Because you can grow the business so well
Exactly.
through TikTok.
True. Yeah.
And then Instagram. But for you guys, do you guys do the TikTok stuff or
we're on it.
Instagram?
Yeah, we're on it.
We're on it. We're
There
on
are
it.
plans for it.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
plans.
Yeah, but I would say social media is the number one platform for sales and
course.
everything, because I mean everything's digital now. People
Yeah.
really check social media like crazily now. I mean, definitely it plays a big role.
Yeah,
Very.
because I think the way people consume, the way people buy things is so different compared to last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I try to put myself in like people's, place just to understand more, because right now everything is, we shop from our, from online, and then now, and MUI does not have like a retail store yet. So,
Oh,
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
plans.
No,
exciting.
inshallah.
Inshallah.
So like we operate like completely on online. We only have like an online store. So of course like social media plays a very important role. Yeah. So we have to be very very active on that. Like
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to social media, you guys play a lot of influencer marketing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
we do.
So in terms of influencer marketing, I'm sure there are so many ways of doing it, right?
Yeah.
But what about for MUI? How do you guys pick your influencers? Like, because it's not just about the followers, it's whether you have the power of influencing people to see the product, right? And
Yeah.
like the product and actually eventually buy the product.
Right.
It's all about conversion at the end of the day.
True.
So for you, how do you choose your influencers or content creators?
We do not like have a
Yeah, we don't really have a specific requirement.
specific. But what we did with the launches, like the launch event, so most of our guests are all influencers, content creators. So they help us in terms of like marketing, like and this was done genuinely, you know, like they, like without any.
It's very organic.
Because every
Okay.
shout out was made. We never.
Yeah.
I mean, we want them to genuinely talk about the bag.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't love the product, then you're probably never gonna really like
Yeah.
talk about it.
So thanks to our friends, guests,
Yeah,
and
thank you so
it's
much,
because
guys.
they are the one who actually, you know, give that awareness and you know shared like a genuine review about the bag, and because of them, that we get really good customers and like. Yeah, we make sales because of them. So yeah,
amazing. And at the end of the day, because of that, it comes down to how great your product is.
yeah.
And you guys
true.
have created great products, so I think
Thank you.
it speaks for itself.
Thank you.
Thank
Right.
you so much.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so let's go back, like circle back to the product, Sia, right? You guys mentioned
Sia.
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 Sorry, Sia.
Sia.
It comes from. It's derived from both of your daughters'
Sarah
names,
and Laudia.
Sarah and Laudia. So it's the SE from Sarah, Laudia, the YE
So
is
it's
from Laudia.
Sia.
Yes,
Okay,
Sia.
Sia.
Yeah.
So tell us more about about that. Like, okay, the creative process is always rooted based on like your daughters, and we all know, like as mothers, we put our daughters or like our kids number one, right?
Yes.
They're at the top.
True.
So I noticed that in everything that you do in terms of creative process comes down to your daughters.
Yeah.
Share with me about motherhood
Okay.
and business, because I can see that it's so powerful when you, because a lot of people say, okay, do not mix family and business and all these things, but I
Right.
think personally, because of what you've built, Sia.
Sia.
Oh my God,
It's not just Saya, it's every collection.
Yeah, all collections.
Okay.
Saya,
Yeah.
Yara, Laura.
yeah, and it's like
Everything.
based on your daughters, right? So
Yeah.
The
can
names,
you,
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
can you share with me like how like that impacted in terms of building the creative process behind the products?
Okay, I think it all started with our niat at first lah.
Yeah.
Because when me and Qalisha both started MUI, we're both already mothers.
Yeah.
And we're both like trying to like, okay, like what
Juggle.
do we do next? And
Right.
juggling with
Okay,
motherhood.
okay.
So now I too, I would say like we've always wanted to have the brand as a legacy for our daughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, now we're friends. We're we're very good friends. So inshallah, our daughters will be good friends as well.
I mean, there's no choice.
yeah, no choice.
You
You
have
didn't
to
follow
be
mommy to work.
You guys have to be friends. Okay. We built this for you. yeah.
Yeah, actually, we just wanted it. We just wanted something for our girls in the future.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think like even for me, because I just became a mom, and I think that when you become a mom, like your purpose gets deeper.
Yeah.
And I'm
Of course,
sure
yeah.
a lot of like mompreneurs here who are listening, they really relate, because like after you give birth, your whole life just changed.
Yeah, exactly.
The
360.
party changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
And everything you do is just like
Everything's
for
about
my daughter.
Yeah,
For my
exactly.
daughter. For
The
my
legacy,
family. Yeah.
right? The legacy
Yeah,
that you
true.
want to create. Now, speaking of that, share with me, how do you guys both juggle being a mother and like handling business, especially growing business like you guys? It's
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah. I mean, a part of being a co-founder of MUI, I'm also a content creator.
Yeah.
And I'm also a full-time mom, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, it can be overwhelming at times, but I think the key is to manage your time and find the balance, I think, and be organized, I think, and also set your priorities. I think that is the most important thing. And also, I must say, having an understanding partner, because there are times when, you know, you can't go everywhere or be anywhere, you know, or do everything. And that's when we try to step in for each other. So I think that's very important in doing a business.
Right.
Yeah. And juggling all this at once. Yeah.
I think also support system.
Yeah.
It's very important to have like a good support systems that can support us as well, because like we're moms, so sometimes we got to leave to work.
Yeah.
So there's a support system that can help us with our daughter for a while or something, and then we'll come back to being a mom again. So support system plays a big role actually.
I 100%
Yeah.
agree, because especially like when you're a working mom and a business owner. That's a big role because at least when you're a working mom, you can kind of like shut down after like you're not in the office, right? But for entrepreneurs like us, it's like it never ends.
Yeah, it never ends.
Even when like
Even before I go to bed, I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
will
on
do
the phone. I'll be on the phone with her for like an hour. Like we're seeing each other tomorrow. We're gonna see each other tomorrow, but
we
we'll
still
be
can
like,
talk on the phone.
we're like catching up on things.
But sometimes
Oh my
it's
God,
not
like
just
never
about
ending.
business. We also talk about
Yeah, true.
because we're friends.
That's what I love about our partnership because
Yes.
we have our time where we spend as a friend.
Yeah.
You know, like we have lunch, we go coffee breaks or something, and then catch up on things, and then like do work.
Yes.
So that's the fun part.
So work doesn't really feel like work for you guys.
Not really.
Yeah.
Only when we're super busy.
I think when we're really back to back, like
we'll be
Raya.
like, yeah.
That one memang work lah because
Yeah,
that's the
true.
only time we're like gonna be all out kan.
True.
Yeah.
And what about let's talk about Raya in terms of
Okay.
like the success. Okay, and like the
Okay. I think why we're smiling and laughing is because that's the most tiring
The
month
most tiring month
in a year.
Not Raya, but the before Raya, before Raya
Ramadan.
time.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's the most tiring, overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming.
But I think it's the time where we make the most.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the best time. I think for all, I would say, not just for us. And yeah, we had a really good event this year. So we joined Pasar Seloka,
Okay.
Raya, and also Rio, and Rio was at TRX this year, so it was a new location.
Wow.
And yeah, we get to reach out to a lot of like new, like how I say new
traffic?
yeah, new traffic,
Yeah,
new
new traffic.
people, you know.
Wow.
And that's really nice. And yeah, I think I would say, I mean, we look forward to the most actually for Ramadan's bazaar.
Yeah, because that's the only time we're gonna be super all out in everything.
All out, super busy.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And that time, how do you guys juggle between that and motherhood? Because that's like the challenging time.
That's why it's
Yeah,
very
it's
overwhelming.
challenging. And also fasting, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to prepare for yourself as well.
Yeah.
For
To be
Raya.
honest, there are days when I just had like meltdown, like, you know, like, oh my gosh, this is too overwhelming because I have a baby at home, you know. I have to go back to, but I am so grateful for having an understanding husband
Yeah.
who you know, just very understanding. And yeah, he just step in and just
Shows
like
up.
shows up and just took care of everything. So I think support system is
Yeah,
very,
that's why
very
support
important.
system is very important.
Very, very important. So
Yeah,
alhamdulillah for that.
regardless.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so I want to do a bit of reflection with you guys because I think this is the best one. I think for me, like whenever I hear podcasts, I'm always intrigued with like what is it that is something that you wish you knew when you first started more, you know, and like what was coming to you guys, because I know it's like when you start a business, it's not as easy as
true,
people think.
of
It's really not just
course.
about
It's
build.
not
Yeah, it's
easy,
like
yeah.
everything.
Exactly.
Building it, the day to day, it's
True.
everything.
And
Exactly.
another thing is when you're doing it with a friend.
Yeah.
So there are challenges.
So that's
Yeah.
actually our challenge.
yeah.
Okay,
That was
why?
our
Why
challenge.
is that?
So that's the thing about
Yeah.
business that people don't really see.
True.
You only feel like, okay, when you we want to do a business, okay, do with a friend, and then like you think things are gonna be like rainbow, but
Yes.
trust me, there's always things that's gonna happen in between.
True. So those were our challenges.
So that's the challenge that we actually tried to overcome.
Yeah,
How
and
did
we
you
managed to overcome actually.
Yeah, true. Because there are times when we have disagreement.
Okay.
And like clash of interests or just
Get into like a sticky situation.
Yeah, and when it get ugly, we actually we knew how to overcome it.
Yeah.
And then we actually
How did you overcome?
I think you need to know when to listen and
Yeah.
like answer and just react
And
you know?
understand.
Understand. I think that's
Yeah,
the
because-
most important part.
Because how sync
Yeah.
we are and how stars are aligned, but we're two different people.
Exactly.
With two different
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about
Yes.
similarities kan. Macam we are quite similar in a lot of things.
Yep.
But obviously we're two different people with two
Yep,
different
true.
minds. So that's the thing that, I mean, we managed to overcome that, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it's all
So-
about you know when to listen, when to
Yeah.
yeah.
And
When to
everything,
understand
I mean,
and,
every challenge we have is basically, it goes back to the business lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always tell Qalisha, like, you know, whatever we're doing, please
Why are
remember,
we doing
like,
this, right?
why are we doing this
Yeah.
together? And we are friends.
So yeah.
Yeah, because that's how we started. We are friends. So macam we have to remember macam at the end of the day, like if I macam, like let's say I'm like so angry, I'm like, okay, but she's my friend, you know, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
same goes to me. So
like,
if I get
sayang lah, you know, you
so
can't
I'm like,
just ruin
okay,
that.
let's like not,
Yeah.
you know, let's not make this worse. You know,
Yeah.
let's just like come into a conclusion and like, you know, like just talk less. For business, I mean, like we talk professionally. You know,
Yeah.
we settle it professionally. So yeah, that's the challenges.
Yeah.
Doing with a friend, I guess say. But
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, we overcome it.
Yeah, we managed to overcome it, and now we
managed to
understand each other
Yeah,
better.
true.
Yeah.
And after every argument.
Yeah.
But the argument is not like that serious.
Yeah,
Tapi
yeah.
like
I
after
get it.
argument,
Nothing
yeah,
bad
nothing
lah.
bad lah. Cuma like disagreement lah.
It's
Macam
like
I nak macam ni,
exactly.
I nak macam ni, you nak macam tu. So macam you know that kind of disagreement.
Because some people maybe does businesses with like family, so it's maybe different. I'm not sure
True.
how the
Yeah,
dynamic
yeah,
is,
yeah.
but with
Yep.
friends, yeah, because you're not blood, kan? So
Yeah.
Would you say like every argument that you like overcame together kind of like strengthen your bond?
Yeah, I
in
think
a way, yeah, it
in a
makes
way,
me
yeah.
understand her more.
True.
So she also now understands me more,
Yeah.
for sure. So that makes our growth together becomes actually better lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so I don't want to end this episode, but my producer is just like giving me the eye here.
Oh my god, are we gonna end now?
I know, I can talk all day, but before we leave, I always ask this question to all of my guests, is that if you have an advice for those who are looking to start a business or who are like been thinking about, I really do want to get into fashion industry, but I don't know what to do.
Okay.
What advice do you guys have for the women here listening? Both of you guys. So,
Yes.
Qalisha first.
I would say if you have an idea, just go for it. Don't wait. Don't wait for the right time, perfect time, because it doesn't exist. So just go for it and stay consistent, I would say. And yeah, I think always pray that Allah shows a way for you if you want to do it with a partner, because that's what I did. I pray for, you know, like clarity or something, and then yeah, and she came back to my life. So I think yeah, that's that.
Amazing.
Don't wait, go for it.
Yeah, for me, I think don't be scared. Yeah, because I think people at the end of the day, they will feel like, okay, I'm scared to start somewhere. I'm scared to start. So don't be scared. Just start. Because if you're scared, you can never start anything and do things full-heartedly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that's the
Love
first
what you're
thing.
doing too,
Love what
yeah.
you're doing.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Amazing advice. And where can our listeners find MUI and follow both of your journey?
Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram, official__MUI, and head onto our website and buy your bag.
www.moyofficial.com.
Go and find a sister that is missing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, but I will put everything down in the show notes below, so you guys can just go through the notes below here or the description box, and then click on their links and follow both of them, and follow MUI as well. Okay, so thank you guys. That's a wrap on today's episode with the
Thank you.
co-founders of MUI, and I hope this conversation gave you a lot of value, because it did for me. And I hope that you guys will share this episode with anyone who knows that will love this episode as well, okay? And don't forget to download Audio Plus app on your mobile, and you can find it on Apple Store and Google Play Store. Also follow us on YouTube and click like, rate, and leave us a review as well, okay? So until next time, I'm Yasmin Shahira. Catch you in the next episode.